comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the, oh, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Double L, I said so, I keep the bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful, and I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think the jumping man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go for revenge. Got some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up my phone with your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, on subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a slow job, not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, oh, here comes the, oh, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. He think he got her when he know he's off his butter. He ain't never been a fighter. You can go and ask his mother. I'm a lover and a fighter, producer and a writer. Girl, a quick fix and geek.
Welcome along, everyone. Thursday show, Impact show tonight as we build up to the Enzed New Zealand Superstock Teams Championship coming up next weekend, Waitangi weekend down there in Palmerston North. The hype around social media over the last week or so has just been electric. Likewise with our show that we kickstarted on Monday. Welcome to all the viewers who have jumped on board nice and early. Looking forward to a big night tonight. That'll go right through to around 8:30 tonight. Nick Samuel Clare, how you going? Good afternoon. Richard and Trudy Aldridge, Daniel Petrie, Dave Thomas, Cody's on board, Wayne's on board as well. Good afternoon. Kins in the Miers of HB. Oh, Wayne, that's you, Booker. The Miers. And how's the new bub, Stefan? Well, Stefan's going to join us as well. Books, mate, good to catch you, my friend. Excited again. Look, we count down 9 days to go to next week, and we'll get ready to enjoy the greatest show on dirt down there in Palmerston North, bro. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, mate. I'm not going to sing tonight, so you know it's we'll keep it calm today. But hey, mate, I'm excited. I mean, I just can't wait. You know, like I'm heading down early. I'm not waiting until the weekend to get there next weekend. I'm heading early. I'll probably go Wednesday, Thursday, and I might go sit in the middle of the track and just wait. I'm going to take myself a picnic and park up in the middle of a stadium and just sit there and wait for the cars to turn up.
Oh, good on you, mate. Good on you. That's what it's about. You know, the fans turn up as well. I'll be in amongst the fans heading down, leaving my hometown of Paeroa. About a 4 or 5 hour drive for me with my family, and we'll rock up there sometime early afternoon down there on the Friday evening. Councillor in Buster, Books, Muddy Goodley, you know, they came from him. Wayne Brunton, mate, love the comments. Kia ora, boys. Tyson, Jacob, they're all on board as well. So it's just good to have everyone on board. Robbie Maybe, Stu Martin, the list just goes on. We'll keep the shout outs coming your way throughout the night, and also answer the drivers some of the questions that you may put comments up as well. But obviously, you're all aware coming up on the 22nd of Feb, we have a massive auction. We're not too sure how we're going to do this because people have actually just given generously. Honestly, since we spoke about it a few weeks back, it's just been amazing. Even last night, we still received a lot of gifts. But Books, I'll hand it over to you, mate. You've got all the info there, and good luck with it. You don't have a PA or a secretary to help you?
Yeah. I gotta take a big breath before I start, you know. Okay, so these 2 packs that we have for the auction, it's 2 at this stage. It may be, we've got to talk, we don't know. But anyway, what has been donated and on offer for these great causes? So we're doing it for Go Slideways Family and the Cancer Foundation. Okay, so those are our 2 things that we're doing it for. Now, we start off with the 2 times Pollock shirts, 2 times Pollock hats, $100 food voucher, a family pass to the Enzed Superstocks for both nights. Then Red from Huntley said he's going to give us 2 Enzed Supers shirts and hoodies. Peter Rees jumped in and said, I want to give some Giants gear out. So we've got shirts and hoodies from the Giants. Jacob Baker was talking to us on Saturday night, and he's offering up, he's organising Panthers shirts and hoodies and Mustang shirts and hoodies. Frankie Wainman said, we'll put in some British Lions gear. Now, so on that, we might have all the Lions on tonight, by the way, too, people. Then Tyson Woot and their crew said we'll do some Waikato shirts and hoodies. Plus, he's going to do some 717 gear as well. Then the Rebels said we'll do hoodies and shirts. And Jason from the Pits TV said, well, I'm going to give you some live streams to give out. Maybe Motorsport, MBY Motorsport said they're going to do a merch pack. Murray Goodley's got 2 awesome drawings that he's done. We've seen those. They look bloody fantastic. Then we got Palar Games, the man that brought you your Teams Racing game on your phone. He's turned around and said, I've got a $100 Pack-A-Save voucher for each pack. The Hawkeyes have said, we're going to get some Hawkeyes gear in there and give that to you. Auckland said, we'll do shirts and hoodies and hats. Harley Robb said he's going to do Harley Robb shirts. Glen Eagles merch as well. And last night, I got a message from Keegan Levine saying that Hutt Park Racing is going to donate a $100 petrol voucher and double pass to the Superstock Shootout stock car knockout in Wellington. And the Wellington top 10 place is going to donate a night's accommodation for that meeting as well. So that's it. I'm done. We got through it. So those packs to bid on, people out there, get your money out, just get into it, you know. And these foundations that we're doing, the 2 things we're doing are close to our heart, you know. Glow Slideway is such an integral part of Speedway for so many years, and of course Cancer Society is a big part of us because we lost our good mate Richie, and I lost a family member, and everybody's lost somebody, so it's good to try and help and donate and see if we can't make some sort of difference. So get ready, guys. 22nd, we're into it. We are into this auction. I don't know how we can do it. We've got to practice. Hey, I'll go 1, 2, 1, hey, you're going to get into it, mate, and see what we can do. I don't think we have to go that fast because we'll have to wait for the bids to come up on the chat.
Well, we're working out. It's a hell of a lot, mate. You've done well to get it all through. You did it without taking a breath, to be honest. So you pulled it off, and no doubt we're going to have more being added to this. So 22nd of Feb, a couple of auctions there as well. We'll work it out with Thomas later just to see how we will actually get through the night. Adam Brett, good to have you on board. Mate Dylan Ashton, who we caught up with last night. Tracy Vincent, Philip Steiner, loving the background, boys. Yeah, that's the shots from the 240s.
We're still in the 240s.
Yeah, we'll get some photos from actually down at the Palmy track as well, up in the com box. That'll be another shot in the background you'll notice with us as well. We might do it when the parade's on, but then again, we could be in the parade. We talked a bit about the loss of a friend of ours, MMJ, who raced online. If you didn't realize, Kokpit is also a simulation racing community as well. We do the online stuff. This coming Sunday, we'll do Teams Racing online live from 8:30. But our friend who was part of our community for many years sadly lost his life due to cancer. He's been to every single Teams Racing to start a way back. There's a particular corner that we're going to be all standing on. So anyone in the online racing community that's raced along the likes of a guy known as Richie Nikorda, or mainly online as MMJ, there's going to be a time we're going to work out where we can meet up with each other. We want to do a big photo all together and give it back to his family and keep it maybe for some of the others there as well. But it's just recognizing our friend who stood on that corner for turn 2 every single Teams event, except for the one in April because of his health. So it's something that we as online racing communities want to give back, not only to him and remember him, but also his family. So it's something nice we want to do.
Yep. So we'll put out some more details closer at what time we're going to meet there. But yeah, we're going to go there and stand in his corner. So last year he couldn't make it, so old Mentor went there and watched the first race for him, didn't he? And did a big shout out. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that's it. But that's all about our prizes and what we're doing. I think it might be time to move on to our first guest, do you think, kids? I don't think we've got anything else to say now.
No, that's it, mate. That's it. Let's get into it because we've got a big night ahead. Got a couple more teams to join us from around, 7:30ish and 8 o'clock. Let's bring in the guys for the Kings, Euan, Miers and Stefan Roigard. They join us right now. Euan, Stefan, mate, welcome to the show. Good to have you two on board. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No, cheers. Thanks for being.
Hey, mate, the big show, it's only, 9 days away. Palmy, it's just going to, as it always has been for the many years, one of the biggest shows that everyone gets used to, maybe the biggest show with motorsport when you think about it. Stefan, just first to you, mate. Didn't do the 240s, if I remember rightly. That's right. You didn't do the 240s?
No, I missed the 240s. Mrs. had a kid. Well, we had our baby on the Saturday before that, so we just decided to pull the pin on that and have a bit of family time for that and focus on for teams.
Yeah. How's daddy life, mate? You loving it?
Oh, yeah, a few late nights, but slowly getting used to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more of those to come, buddy.
You wait till the teething starts, the teething part. Wait, you're going to have some long nights. But you love it, though, mate. It's the best thing, eh? When any racer has a child, or anyone in particular, when they've got their hobbies, whatever it may be, whether it's motorsport or any sport, as soon as you have a kid, mate, it just changes your whole persona about you and make you enjoy life a lot more, eh?
Oh, exactly. It's like, that's just what Speedway's always going to be there. So pulled the pin on the 240s, and the New Zealand was up in the air, but be able to do that now. So,
yeah. Seems to be a lot of people saying they can do the 240s now, so the New Zealand's now. So I think that's going to be even a bigger and better show come March. That's for sure. Yeah.
Euan, mate, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Are you tired, mate? Because you've been on the road since bloody 4:30. How are you hanging out? You all right?
Yeah, no, we're getting there. I've done a few late nights with this, getting this car ready. I don't want to be the guy that introduces the new car and has any issues. So we've been, I think we've probably spent about 16 hours now on the dyno up at Ross Honours in Taranaki. So been up there 3 days, the last couple of weeks, and obviously we didn't quite get to the 240s in time. We had a couple of little niggles with some electrical issues, which have all been sorted now, and you should all be ready to go. Yeah.
Awesome,
mate. It's just some of the sacrifices that people do for some of these drivers. We've spoken quite intensively over the last few days, and the behind the scenes stuff that families, crews, and others just go out and do their extra. It's just what you think about, and especially when they put themselves, their bodies, let alone their machines on the line in a couple of weeks. You'll be excited, mate. The Kings, always excited when the Kings get named and the fanfare rock on up, and just another big time on the big show.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice to get a team where we can have Asher and Mitch in the team together. We've been sort of struggling with that the last couple of years.
Oh, yes.
These guys keep having kids. That's the problem. It's an upset team. That's where Gav says, "Oh, now I've got something in common," because he's got a couple of grandkids, so he's the grandfather.
Yeah. But you love it, eh, Euan? What you do for this particular team and what it means to you as well, mate. Without the likes of yourself and many others that drive these young guys now, as we say, just become dads as well. Some are already dads, like you say, Gav's a granddad, mate. The support you give is just amazing. Honestly, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit addictive. It's something that you start, and people who know me, it's just like that motor was in pieces last week, and literally I jumped on Chad. Even Chad, I got to hand it to Ace Motorsport. I think he did 3 days in a row to 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. His wife currently hates me. He has time at home. And I made him drive all the way to New Plymouth today to have this final, have a look at these cams and this motor and make sure everything's mint. So
yeah,
there's a lot of drive. It does take a lot of effort. Sometimes I do wonder what the hell I'm doing, but it's addictive. It's one of those things. And they're good boys. I mean, you got likes of Stefan and Mitch and Asher. They're all good fellas. Gav's like, you couldn't get a nicer guy in the world to be driving your car. He looks after it. Car always comes back to me in better condition than when he got it, which is always handy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've just got a quick message for you, actually. Gav gave me a Facebook message earlier. A big thank you to yourself, Euan, his wife, Jo, for everything from Gav. He appreciates everything you've done for him, and he just wanted me to do a bit of a shout out to you on the show tonight.
Oh, that's nice of Gav.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know Gav appreciates it, and that makes it easy too. I don't think he really needs to say it. I can see it. Watching his face, he ran that car on Wednesday night in Wanganui and come back, and it's the greatest thing he's ever driven, according to him. but it's got a long way to go. But it's pretty good straight out of the blocks. He should be pretty happy with what he's got there. So I just
I
hope it holds together for the weekend.
Yeah, I'll just say yes. JD Gallery, is it? I think Gav is driving the BMW Superstock with the BMW at Teams, mate. That's what he's just talking about. So that's the car. Someone's just asking if Gav will be racing the Superstock with the BMW at Teams.
Yeah,
and
that's actually got a Toyota. We just dubbed it the BMW because.
Yeah. Hey, Stefan, we'll bring you in here, mate. You know, teens racing, how long have you been doing the big show down in Palmy now? How many events have you turned up for now?
I think this one coming will be my third year.
Yeah.
Third year in a row, yeah.
Yeah. And what keeps taking
really
you, mate?
The first year didn't take it past turn one.
Well, hey, exactly. You know, we all get through this.
Good to be part of the team environment.
What does keep bringing you back to it? You know, we asked the drivers over the last few weeks, what is it that keeps bringing you back to do teams? A lot of drivers actually would say they'd love to do teams every bloody week, but you're actually racing not only for your club, but you're racing for your mate that's in your team as though compared to your individual racing. So what brings you, young man, to the event all the time?
It's cool just to be part of a team environment. Like, you don't get to be part of a team in Speedway apart from like this team's meetings, and like the way that the Palmy run it, it's just you can't get anything. Nothing compares to it. So yeah, that's the main reason. Like, I mean, you can't not go.
Yeah,
and it's just
mate.
even better once you're part of the team and actually racing in it.
Okay. The name Roigard says a lot when it comes to teams racing. I know Dave's been around the blocks for decades, mate, and he's been bloody good at it as well. Whatever team you throw David, he gives it his all. You know, he doesn't back down, and that's just what it is. And I'm guessing Dave's just pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, eh?
Oh, yeah. He's just known for wrecking shit, but...
But, you know, you've grown up around it, mate, eh? You know, I'm guessing following Dad back in the day, it's just part of many young kids' dreams. You know, you guys are living the dream out there. But, you know, you've had some good memories with Dave along the way, eh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think my first team's champs was I was 6 months old. And I haven't missed one since. And, yeah, always hanging around Dad no matter what, pretty much, when he was racing. And now it's just his turn to hang around us.
Yeah. Yeah, legend in his own right too, you know. Better not forget that as well before someone pops it up in the comments. Says, yeah, Dave was a man back in his day, especially with the teams that he raced. Like I say, he just never gives up. Euan from Burmese. Burmese's actually going to join us a bit later on from Daniel Burmester. Do Miers Motorsports have a wide range of Coopers available at the best prices still? Is he being cheeky, mate?
Yeah, he'll get his free Coopers next year, won't he? Yeah, they do. And congratulations on Daniel making the Panthers. It's such a cool thing. When he was named in that team, it was like, man, you know, you really want to bloody... Yeah, I just think it's fantastic. He really deserves it, that guy.
Yeah, hard out, 100%. We'll ask him about that as well. Actually, we had a bit of a chat with him prior to going live with him, and later on, and he's pretty amped to write. Amron, who done an amazing build-up to the road of the New Zealand Superstocks for Huntley. He's got things up his sleeve. He's got planned for March 3rd and 4th, no doubt. Just thanks for the Brewers Apprentice sponsorship for the Waikato team, Euan. He's just thanking you, mate. We'll catch up next week, and all the best to the Kings.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, all good. Dean Marston, well, there's talk about that, actually, Dean. Hashtag bring back the Tigers could be a possibility. Now we've got the Lions back and the Wanderers back as well. So we'll see what happens, and we'll catch up with Jordan, Jack, but later on, Tracy and Dan's going to join us as well. So that's a bit later on, around 8 o'clock-ish. Stefan, you know, the team itself, I would guess, you know, get focused, and how prepared are you for the square, mate? Because that's where it's going to initially all start, I would guess, and all the fans turn up in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Just about all the officers in the centre of Palmerston close shop, and they all come down and catch up. You guys, are you all ready for that, mate, at the square?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I reckon that's where the team starts off, and it probably missed it a bit last year.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a different sort of vibe to last year, but this year it's even now what you guys are doing, it's just sort of firing up already. And we're still 2 weeks out.
Oh, this year's build-up has been way more successful than last year's we did, and I think it's just people are ready for it. You know, they are They are pumped, and yeah, mate, it's going to go off. I reckon it's going off. It's going to go off. I mean, if it doesn't, I'll just start singing again like I did last night, Aikens. I'll get them pumped up.
We're having fun. Mate, talking of things getting pumped up, Speedway Garage Bar, Euan, it just gets going, mate. You know, we were down there a little while back, obviously doing the show. I would guess about a month or two back. Had Jordan, Rebecca, and the Dewars in there with us, mate. That place will be rocking over that weekend.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit happening. Obviously, we opened Wanganui probably 6 months ago now. Wanganui's going to live stream, hopefully. I'm just trying to organise that. And we've got, 5 teams at Speedway Garage Park outside there on Saturday morning. So we sponsor those 5 teams. And then we sponsor Stratford and Wanderers as well, which will be up at Brewers. And the Warriors, obviously, will be in Wanganui. So it'll be... Yeah, there's live music from lunchtime. We've actually got a memorabilia auction on Friday, and we're doing the On the Couch with Frankie and Ethan. So there'll be a bit of a interview going on there, which is pretty traditional for us. Previous to the teams, obviously last year didn't get the opportunity to do that, but the year before it was quite successful, quite a big night. Raised a bit of money through that auction as well, which we'll talk about with you guys later, because we can chuck some funds at your cause there, I'm sure, from that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so no, it's got some cool stuff. But the Speedway community, you know, I remember when we first opened a Speedway bar, people were like, oh yeah, that'll last 5 minutes, you know, got not enough people to support it. And you get the Speedway community, especially, I can't believe Wanganui is fantastic. Palmy's good, but Wanganui is crazy. These guys literally have their lunch and dinner every day of the week here. I can walk in and the same people here every day. They love it. But it's also... a lot of stuff to look at for non-Speedway, non-car people. So it's gone really well. And as you can see, we pump probably all our profits and some more back into the sport. I think there's those like 7 teams, and last count there was over 20 cars. So it's a fairly good support back into the Speedway community too, to thank them for what they obviously do for us in here. But Palmy teams will be absolutely massive. We've got the new garden bar out the back. 140 seating out there. There'll be live band bar out there. It's going to be huge.
Mate, you got a great menu down there as well. I remember when we were in there doing the interview show there with the Garage 16 boys as well as us. Checked out the menu, mate. It's just a place to be, one of many, you know, because that town just gets pumped, you know. Everyone rocks on up from all over the country, up and down the countryside, obviously from overseas as well. It's just massive for the economy of Palmerston North and around.
Yeah, it's a great event. It's a great event.
Yeah, wicked. Stefan, you know, excited, mate, because you haven't had a lot of track time. Obviously, the weather's been a bit rubbish for a lot of the drivers, not looking too good this weekend. They'll do an update, I understand, Saturday morning in regards to the New Zealand Stock GP at Kiki. That's where you'll find the latest update there. I do know Stratford have postponed the New Zealand Mid Champs to another date yet to be confirmed. So there is this bit of weather coming around. But obviously, Stefan, have you had much lap time, mate? You just become a dad. The weather's buggered a few things up. How much lap time have you had? How much seat time?
Oh, he might be a bit
Steph,
delayed. I think his internet's playing up by the looks of things.
Yeah.
He's on a bloody dial-up connection, is he? Stefan, if you can hear me, mate.
Done 4 or 5 meetings this year. We've had probably 8 or so scheduled, but everything that we sort of wanted to do, and all the big ones we wanted to do.
No, you're right, mate. Keep going. Keep talking.
Oh, it must be.
He's delayed, Kins.
Yeah. Working now. Back going.
Yeah, mate. Just keep going.
Yep. Oh, I've probably only done 4 or 5 meetings so far. We had about 8 scheduled, but no. We go. Yeah, and then with all the rain, and then babies now. Yeah, it's all up in the air a bit, but
yeah, man. Your CD scratching, bro. You're skipping, Stefan from Amron. It's like you're doing a bit of a DJ set going on there. That's all good, mate. It's all good. Norman's got a question here, Stefan. I know it's a little bit delayed here. How is new car going? If you know what Norm's talking about, you know much about that one?
I'll refresh it and come back.
Oh, when technology works, so Euan, you know how this all works when you got music and entertainment and all this type of stuff happening in the Speedway garage. But
Yeah, well, I bought
sometimes
the
when
new
it's your
car
friend,
over the
oh,
winter.
here he goes.
That's my boss. He gave me a whole lot of steel, so I thought, why not build a new car?
Yeah. Oh, we're having a bit of fun with Stefan at the moment.
So as long as the
It's
car
just-
doesn't do that on the weekend, we'll be happy, eh? As long as the car doesn't get the jitters like his internet, we'll be fine.
We'll be looking at the
Oh,
car.
Yeah. See, Euan said they're going to be looking at the bloody car.
We'll be looking at the car.
Yeah.
Cars first, drivers second. You got to spend a lot of time on these cars and get them absolutely as good as you possibly can for this
Yeah.
event. These guys, that is a concern for me as a manager, is how much racing some of these guys haven't done this year. I don't see, there's not a lot of ways around it, but there's also, again, new drivers debuting, teams racing at Palmy teams, which I'm, not a fan of, to be honest. It's a real tough event. Good on them, and good on them for putting their names forward. But I think we've got to get to a stage at some point where we make sure that these guys have had some experience prior to coming into an event like this. It makes it bloody hard. So you've got to admire anyone with the courage. Clearly, I don't have it, because otherwise I'd be doing it, to go along and race. And I think in terms of us managers, we've got to try and do our very best to keep them focused and get them prepared, and make sure they know what they're in for.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%, mate. Traditionally, the Kings have always rocked out with the big bus, full of all the fans travelling down. The odd bus has broken down over the year, if I remember rightly, from a couple of my friends telling me. But, they got that all fixed up, I think, from out of Turley's Tower or something like that. But anyway, they got there in the end, mate. Big bus coming down with fans again?
We've still got a our hardcore guys staying with us, and it's really just time. I've been pretty stretched. I don't think I've ever been so time starved as what I've been the last sort of 7 or 8 months, which has worked in our favour too. I didn't know the Wanderers were going to come back, but I kind of had a feeling Tyson's been sort of thrown out I know it's just for him. He just wanted to get it done, and I thought he'd get it done, and he has. So we were able to save some accommodation for those guys, so they'll be staying with us at the Rugby Institute. So that's some of our VIPs that have given up their rooms, so the Wanderers can have somewhere to stay. But it's still the same. No bus this year. The bus is maybe next year.
All right, mate.
Really trying to get to a point where I can get someone else to manage the team, and then I can do the bits in behind the scenes, or vice versa.
Yeah,
it's
fair enough.
Getting quite a job.
Yeah,
Especially when you've got to
exactly.
build a bloody car in the meantime as well, and it's tough.
Mate, and you got to run your own businesses and everything like that as well. It's pretty well started as soon as the team's champs finish, for the likes of you and many others as well. That's what people don't realise. Hey, obviously, it's going to be a massive weekend. Merchandise, any of the Kings got any merchandise, or is that another job that you've got to do as well, mate?
Yeah, it is, but that's one good thing with having Mitch on the sideline. I've been able to have him as my bloody little secretary, so he's got the merch organised. Yeah, so I believe that the merch it should be there. Well, I'm sure it will be. And then we've got obviously just had a big run of one Enzed merchandise as well, so that'll all be down there. There's about, I think we spent about $30,000 on merchandise for Speedway Garage, so you'll be able to buy, I think, Panthers, Mustangs, Warriors, Kings, all of that from the merchandise shop in the bar throughout the whole weekend.
Wicked.
Yeah. There's also we've had a whole lot of one-off hand-painted signs done for each team, so we'll get them signed up and they'll be available for people to purchase as well. There's not too many of those, so there'll be some cool stuff there for people to get into.
Awesome, mate. That's what it's about, keeping the fans on board, getting them all decked out in your gears and supporting you around the grandstand as well, around the track, I should say, sitting in the seats and everything like that. It's all about the fans, the crews and the families' commitment. Stefan, I know you're on a bit of a internet dial-up situation at the moment. Mate, we will catch up with you at the square. Come along and have a chat with the Kings and have a good chat with all the team members there. And
Yes.
We'll go live with you guys down at the square. So we do thank you. Enjoy being a dad Big Dave will be a great granddad as well, mate. But safe travels, Stefan, and we'll see you down in Palmy, mate.
There you go.
See you later, guys.
Thanks, Euan.
Cheers,
We
Euan,
appreciate it,
Thanks,
mate.
Euan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
mate.
Stefan. Appreciate your time, mate.
It's all good. Hey, there we go. Euan Miers and Stefan Roigard, Euan manager for the Kings, doing a great job, doing 100 jobs actually all at once as well. Good to get the insight on there, how things are building up for that. From, of course, the Kings' point of view, Asher Rees, Stefan Roigard, Shane Malsop, Gavin Taniwha, Matt Nielsen, Chad Ace, sixth driver, and of course, Euan is the manager. So doing what they need to do. And we'll catch up with the boys down at the square and we'll go do some live interviews with them as well. Just a reminder, we'll give you more updates on what's happening on the 22nd of February. We've got a massive couple of auctions, massive, just putting it lightly.
We'll run through the list again later on.
Yeah.
I gotta
What
catch
is
my
massive,
breath.
though, I tell you what is massive and what has created the hype of this particular event is a team that we welcome back here in New Zealand. We've seen them out at the 240s, practicing on one night, and then, of course, doing the damage on the second night. I tell you what, they will do the damage as well because when they come to New Zealand, they don't hold back. We've seen that in the past, supporting the Great British Lions team, the Superstock team, Teamgb, as they would call them on their Facebook page. They actually joined us, and we're quite privileged, actually. It's quite an honor for us here on our show. Not just to have the two drivers that we had organised for tonight. We've got the whole bloody team.
It looks like the whole team in the background there, Kins. I bring them in, eh?
This is cool.
Let's see how many pop up. Here we go. The Great Britain
Bring them
Lions.
all
Look at
in.
that. Here they are. Hey, guys.
How's it?
Good, mate, good.
Hey, just firstly, thank you. Thank you for joining us, all of yous, actually. Stan and Sonia hooked it all up, and made it possible. I know you with them. Look, there they are all rocking in there. There they are.
That's stupid, eh? Because I just went to go like that to look behind them and it doesn't work, eh?
Yeah, we're all here.
They're all here. So you're in Rotorua. So what's doing in Rotorua with you guys? You're out having dinner, are you?
Yeah, it's Sonia's birthday today, so we're all out for a meal for her birthday. So yeah, so big shout out for Sonia. She tries to keep it quiet every year, but it never works. So obviously we're here. So yeah, happy birthday, Sonia.
Hey, awesome.
But welcome back to New Zealand, all ears. It's good to have you back. We've missed you on behalf of all the fans who watched the Palmy teams of the last few years. For missing the Lions team out there, what you bring, what we watched you online race overseas, what you guys all do here in the country. I can speak on behalf of all the Speedway fans. We actually missed you guys at teams. Even the World 240s actually hasn't been the same, and we all know why. But man, welcome back, and it's just so bloody awesome to have you guys back in the country. It's bloody awesome.
Yeah, wicked. Thank you. We've missed it as well. We really have. Obviously, we've couple of years out now, so obviously we've got to get back into it this time, but we've managed to get a real good team together. I think we've probably got the best cars we've ever had, so we're all up for giving it a proper shot. We got into a little bit of practice the other night, but we've got a good meeting on Saturday night at Hawke's Bay coming up. A couple of teams races there, and then we'll be straight into it down at Palmy, so yeah.
So
right. Before we do get into it, I'll just get quickly before Booker asks you a question. Introductions. We'll go around anyway. Which way you want to go? Who wants to go first? Introduce yourself so all the viewers who are watching can recognise yourselves. Introduce yourself, please.
Frankie Wainman, 555GB.
I'm Charlie Sorder, 1GB.
Frankie Wainman Jr., 515.
This lad 418, Roland.
Yeah, this lad 410, Roland.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Got a couple of the Dutch boys.
Hey, it's awesome. I'm so excited for teams to see, after watching you guys on Saturday night at the 240s. I mean, it was some spectacular driving. I tell you what, they can never stop you, Frankie, can they? I mean, bloody hell. That car would have had all its wheels come off and you still would have got home third. But,
they try. You've just got to keep going. You've just got to keep going. But these lads did a brilliant job first time up. Obviously, we're going to get into it.
Yeah. So how did you other guys find it? That's your first time coming here to New Zealand, and you started in one of the biggest events we have in the country. How'd you find that?
A good laugh on it.
Hey, that was awesome,
Good laugh.
Yeah, good laugh going up the wall, but no, it's just like England, really. You take it and then you dish it out back. So
Yeah.
just trying to get used to it a bit more aggressive. Obviously, you boys got the wall a bit easier, so just trying to get down for the ball. That's the only problem I had. But other than that, we're getting used to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And what about
Dick
the
was
other
already
guys? How
pulling-
do you enjoy it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the guys,
What's
the
that, sorry?
240s.
The other
What about
guys, how they enjoy it behind you?
Yeah,
it
was good. It was a bit, different than we do normal, but it was good. Yeah, it was good. Not the quickest car on track, but we learned a lot about our cars, and we had a good go round. It was good fun in that last heat.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the important part of the whole night was the seat time for the lads in the cars.
Yeah.
Just because obviously we come over here, we jump in these cars. I've always been a little bit different. I can jump in any car; it doesn't really bother me. But some drivers they need a few meetings just to find the feet, know where everything is. And in teams, that's important.
Yeah.
You know, you need to know where everything is in that car, what you're hitting, how you're hitting it, and you know, it played a big part on 240's night, getting used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you young guys, you know, obviously when you look at the likes of Frankie behind you, you know, the young fellas there, mate, what he's most really come along, he's like a mentor, to be honest. His experience he's had here in New Zealand over the years, we know what he's achieved at the 240s and what he can do with his team around him at the teams. No doubt that's been fed into you young guys, you know, would have been in the plane, I would guess, talking to you, building you up over at home, getting you prepared for New Zealand, and, you know, you guys are all prepared for, I guess. Yeah.
Of course, Frank back home is obviously one of the biggest names in our sport. So, like, you always sort of look up to him, sort of thing. He's pointing us in the right direction. Obviously, we had a good run at 240s. So, I, in my opinion, you personally can't really get much of a more experienced person to sort of point all us younger lads, me and the Dutch lads, in a better direction, really. So, yeah,
That's your way of saying I'm old.
A little bit, yeah.
it's a nice way of saying I'm old. That's exactly what
Frank was out there winning world finals before I was born, so you know, yeah, obviously it's good to have someone like Frank. He still dishes it out. He's still hard, so you know, we'll see what we can do.
Hey, Charlie, yourself, mate, you know, as a young man and what you achieved back home there, winning what you won, mate, you know, to have you on our bloody show, it's pretty cool for us two guys to catch up with you and interview you on the show, you know, because what you did, we had Mitch Vickery over there, we had the Levine boys over there as well, we had a few Kiwis over there doing your thing. I've most sure missed one or two anyway, but mate, for what you achieved, when you're racing up against experienced and legends like Frankie behind you, many others, well done, mate. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, obviously, like, with our stock cars, we're a bit different to you. The way our World Finals run is nothing like how the 240s is. So there's one race, and obviously we got our head down, and we had a bit of battle with Frank and the top lads, and it's just one of those things. Everything just fell into place for us.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you,
got a
I
lot
think
of
you grew a
fans,
few.
actually.
Oh, sorry, go, Kins.
Karen.
I was going to say, I think you grew a few fans when you got out of your car and did your dance on the infield on the weekend, though, mate. Eh? What is that? Was that all the way from England, that dance, or what?
Yeah, I did it once this year, and obviously I just thought I'd bring it over water and have a bit of fun with it. So, please the fans, that's what we're here to do, really.
Awesome. I love that big wing too. I love those wings, I must say.
It's a shame they're on about banning it, though, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
Bloody hell.
Mate, I love it. I love them. Yours and Ash's, I love it. Yeah, that's a bit of me, that big wing, I think. Yeah, absolutely.
Frankie, when you see these and hear these young guys around you and so forth, talking the way they are, the enthusiasm they have for the sport, you know, the love they have for it, the energy is just outstanding, mate. It's in a good place, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's part of why we sort of do what we do. You know, obviously these boys, they're not just here to make the numbers up. We're here to compete. We're not here just to be a number just there. We're here to compete and try and win this thing. You know, all these drivers, if I didn't think any one of these drivers was capable of doing what I want them to do at teams, they wouldn't be here. It's that simple. You know, they're not just here because they're on holiday or anything like that. We're here to take part in the teams. And obviously, you know, there's going to be some big hits and a lot of tactical stuff, and they need to learn all that. And obviously, you know, I firmly believe that all four of them can do that.
Awesome.
So with you two Dutch boys just sitting there, I'm guessing you're based yourselves where Frankie and Charlie and young Frankie over there, you race all in the same place, or are you doing like similar racing over in Holland, or how does this all work? How did you all come together to race and represent Teamgb? How did that fall into place?
We started racing over in England a couple of years ago, and then Frank built us two brand new cars last year, and then we've been friends with Frank, and we met other Frank, Charlie, between the racing, and then now we are here.
Now you're here, ready to do it.
Yeah, they both race a lot in England. The year before, you did probably 15 meetings, maybe.
Yeah.
The last year, maybe 6 or 8. So obviously we raced together quite a bit, and obviously the race in Holland, the racing scene in Holland's big as well, really big.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's good to have them both on board.
Awesome.
Wicked.
So
And,
have you got your stuff yet, Frankie? Is it turned up from?
Yes.
Germany?
Yeah, we've out of the 4 cases, we've got 3. So yeah, me and Frankie have got all our racing gear now, so we're just 1 case short still. So yeah.
We met a lovely lady on Saturday. We had a good chat with her when we were down in the pits, and she was worried about hopefully her maker would turn up. Has that turned up for her?
That's the one that's missing. That's the one that's missing. We're all getting into the next, unfortunately. Yeah, she's Frankie's girlfriend, so she's still missing. Luckily, my wife Sam, that one came, so that had a lot of stuff in it for them. So,
She wasn't worried about your racing gear. She just wanted to makeup.
How do you? I tell you what, you the Grand Parade, Frankie, you've experienced it. And how big it is here at Palmy. These boys haven't. Do you have anything like that over there that is that sort of atmosphere and crowd on the Grand Parade, or do you think these boys are going to have their mind blown away?
No. Yeah, our world final, the atmosphere at a world final meeting on an individual level, can reach that if you're at the top of the sport. But that is the only time. But I have tried to explain to him. Obviously, Frankie's experienced it with me over here. It's a different thing, and it's kind of everybody. The very first time we did teams, we were welcomed so openly by every team. They all took us in, and they wanted us to compete with them. I don't think they ever want us to win it, but that's part of it. But I think one year we definitely will. So that's why we're here to keep doing it. And obviously we've got the kit this year. Got a lot of good sponsors to thank back home. Obviously, Dave Riley at Trinity Diesels has put a lot of effort in, a lot of time. Obviously, Guy and Peter to run the team. Marwood Caravan Park. Help me out here, boys. Come on. Obviously, Pollock Cranes. I've gained. Obviously, I raced Thomas's car down at the 240s. Obviously, they've just started racing, and they're absolutely blown away with the whole thing. Really, they were absolutely made up when I fetched the thing back into the pits in the third heat. It was a good night. So they're right on board with everything. So I just like racing and entertaining people. That's what we all do. We're all the same. That's why we're all here.
100%.
It's not just getting them ready, but it's up and the guys as well. So
you might not want to drop a minute like that. He might be hated by the New Zealanders for this. Yeah, Mitch has been looking after. Mitch has been looking after some of the cars for us over here and getting them ready and getting them right. And that's a big part of it. Because obviously, we just fly in here. We've never sat in these cars, till we get here. So, we need to get accustomed to it, get set up with them. Obviously, each driver has their own tweaks on a car when you're at the top. We've got to do that as well. But we've got the opportunity to take this a long way.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll be well and truly welcome this year at Teams. I think people have been hanging out for you guys to come back and compete in this event. Like Ken said earlier, you guys have been missed, and I know every time you go and you guys aren't there, everyone goes, "Oh, bloody COVID stopped the Brits from coming," And so I think you're going to get I think these guys are going to get blown away when they go around that Grand Parade this year. I think the public are just it's going to be epic, and the hype that's around this event this year in comparison to the last year is tenfold. It's huge. And
we're all looking forward to going because we haven't been down Palmy since they've done a lot of changes in the pits, haven't they? And obviously the stadium.
Yes.
We've never seen any of that yet. I
No.
mean, I've been coming Palmy for a lot of years, but I haven't seen any of that yet. So I'm quite excited for that. And obviously it was hard of us all getting back this year. It really was. We weren't coming till the very last minute, and then a lot of sponsors helped us out with cars, and everything sort of came together, and we managed to get a great team of lads together, and we're here, you know. And I think another year missing it would have been a mistake. I really do, you know. I think, you know, I was involved right from the beginning when we first started coming, and the welcoming we got, to me, it kind of blew me out a bit, because obviously I didn't think people would want us to be in it, if that made sense. But it was totally the opposite. They wanted us to be there, and end of the day, we've been second a couple of times, and you know we will win it one year for definite.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You've got the machinery, you see that to do it, and we've seen that unfold too at the World 240s on Saturday night. Frankie Junior are going to bring you in here, mate, because Frankie's doing a lot of bloody talking. He's filling in everything there for us, which has been good. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But I want to bring in old Junior into the show here, you know, because you've been alongside with Frank, watching it. These young three men here are going to get introduced to something that's just totally out of this world when you get the teens event. We've spoken to so many teens over the last few days, the drivers, the support they have from their crews, their families. You know, it's just next level, this event down there in Palmerston. You know, it's going to be a lot of teens racing on the Friday night. And the draw gets done at Miani Speedway on Saturday, and you can watch it on Kiwi Motorsports Live. But, mate, you know, you'll be excited too, young Frankie Junior. Jeez, I got to get that right all the time. You'll be happy, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the team's just something like none of us have ever experienced before, especially back in England. We don't, over here, they're kind of accustomed to it because they grow up with it, and they even do a bit of blocking in the normal racing, if you would, whereas in England, we don't do any of that. We never, you know, you don't wait for people to lap down. You don't do anything like that. So it's definitely something that you have to come and experience it to understand it. You know, a lot of people at home just think it's like almost a demolition derby, whereas it's nothing like it. You've got to learn the rules. You've got to understand the tactics behind it, and it's definitely a big step.
Yeah.
And how about the young man in the middle behind Frankie there? He's very quiet. He looks like a tall man. Let's bring him in as well. How are you feeling with the excitement and the buzz, mate?
How are you feeling with the excitement?
Obviously, out of the two of them, Niels understands a little bit of English, but obviously Yellie's nearly English anyway. But obviously Niels, he can understand English, but not as much as Yellie. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you excited, mate? Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. It's something different, but I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're gonna love it, mate. You're gonna absolutely love it. And it's a bug too, isn't it, Frankie? Once you go once, to teams, you can't not come back.
I think that was a mistake, to be honest. It really was. Obviously, when we first started it was like, you do know this is just going to carry on. And it just snowballed so much. I mean, that first year to be involved with that, you know, and the racing we did, it was just absolutely out of this world. And, you know, the drivers that were lucky enough to take part with me, you know, they just, well, it's something that'll stop with them all their lives, you know. It's probably the biggest adrenaline you'll ever get at any stage anywhere. You know, I've done a lot of world finals back in England, individual stuff. Yeah. And the adrenaline of the world final, it doesn't match nothing like what's at the teams. You know, when you get out there and because you're representing your country as well, and obviously we're in it together. There's not just me. There's six of us. You know, the six drivers come over here to compete in this, and we've got everybody back home watching in, which again, it's made it a bigger event because we've got a lot of people live stream, a lot of people get involved with it. You know, a lot of sponsors back home are helping us out with it now, and it's gone kind of massive, really, and it's set it on where it should be.
Yeah.
100%. Charlie, mate, the showman, gets out there and does his moves. He might even try and get you to do your bloody moves. We're not going to let you go, mate, without doing your dance and your woo, yeah.
Yeah,
You let us know when that, and we'll all just get out of the way.
Do the whole bloody thing. Charlie, you're an entertainer. We saw that on the infield when bloody Asher put you up the wall, you know, mate. And you shook his hand. That just shows true good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
What happens on the track should stay on the track, and then you go have a beer later, mate. So well done to you and everyone else that gets out there and shakes everyone's hand. You know, that's just what it is. Jaden Ward come up to you, mate. We had Jaden on the show last night. And there's a little TikTok video going around going, Charlie, have you seen it?
Yeah, no, that's how it should be. Like, we don't quite have much of that back home. Like, it's a lot more, atmosphere's a bit more hostile. Whereas over here, you can pick someone up, run them in, and then go and have a beer after. In my eyes, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and Jaden, we had a bit of a set too in heat 2, and then in the last one, and then we had a drink after the bar later on. Do you know what I mean? That's how it should be. So it's nice to be able to come over here and do that. Obviously, I don't really know anyone yet, so I'm sure the more I come, the more people I'll try to piss off, and we'll end up having a few enemies. But it's how it should be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not personal on the track, when it comes to, especially teams racing. It can't be personal because your job is to take out the other team. So it's
100% not.
You know,
No.
so it's I think it's good. And the crowd that we were sitting, all that corner of turn 1 and 2 at Rotorua, well, you could hear them all talking and clapping when you leaned over and shook his hand and done. And that's what everyone respects, mate. So good on you. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, you had to do that, mate. Otherwise, Frankie would have kicked your ass if you didn't do that.
Exactly. You want it
take
back in the pitch from Frank.
You take it on the chin. You know, just take it on the chin. That's racing. That's motorsports. And you leave it out there, mate, and go and catch up with the guy later. Just one of those things. You know, Wayne Alton's pretty well summed it up, actually. Catch up with you guys. All those smiles on all of you guys just says it all. It just says how good it is to have you guys back, how excited you are. Loving it back here in New Zealand. You and Rotorua with Sonia's birthday party at the moment. You young fellas, have you got used to the smell down there in Rotorua? Come on, be honest.
Oh, man. It's not good, is it? Oh.
Okay, so how many years actually farted and carried on normal like you can't smell it, you know?
Or how many, when you got here, looked at the other guy like, what'd you drop that for?
Yeah, well.
Hey, that's just been cool.
Hey, I think you'll be well received in Miami too this weekend, guys. I can tell you now. I think the people down there are going to be. I'm. That's where I am now. So I'm in Napier now on the show. So I'll come and see you. But I think the fans down there are pumped and humming and can't wait for you guys to get here on Saturday and do some racing too. So I think you'll be well looked after and received when you get here as well. So.
Hey, Muddy Goodley's is actually Muddy Goodley's a bit of a drawer artist, and he's giving us some giveaways on our show. And I actually do want to thank you guys, Frankie, for giving us some shirts giveaway on the auction we're doing for the Cancer Society and the Portage family. Thank you very much for that. Muddy's actually going to catch up with you, Charlie, I think, and get you to autograph this drawing that he's done. He's done a bloody good drawing. It's just, like Dirt Nut. It's a good effort for the boys turning up as well as everyone is just open arms and welcoming to you guys being back here in the country. You know, a lot of people are saying they might even put a side bet on you guys at the TAB come the event in a few weeks. And I tell you what, you know, it is well worth it. And these guys are looking sharp. The machinery you guys have been given, outstanding. And I'm guessing, you know, Frankie, you made mention of Thomas Slater. You got one of his cars. You've been blatting around him as well. We know you guys have got the Humphrey cars as well, all sorted.
There you go. Look at that. That's the drawing he's done.
Cool, that looks good, doesn't it?
So he's drawn that off a photo he took down there, and that's so there you go. That's what Murray's done, and that's going to go in the auction.
That does look very good, yeah.
So he'll come and see you in the pits on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Mega. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool as you know. Wayne Brunton, how does Charlie like our style of aggressive driving? Actually, this question's for all of you guys because Frankie knows it. He's lived it for a long time. So just with you, Charlie, first, how are you finding the aggressive racing style here in New Zealand?
Yeah, well, I actually thought Heat 1 and Heat 2 and 240s was a little bit tame. I mean, someone had a bit pop shot at me in the second heat, which was, you know, racing. Obviously, Heat 3 was a bit more lively, but that was pretty much only because cars were like waiting to try to take you out. So the general racing side of things has been good, but it's just trying to adjust to that bit of people waiting for you to take you out sort of thing. So I was like a bit uncertain who was going to go for me and who was going to let me go. And, you know, we found out the hard way going around the wall a few times. But listen, it's racing, isn't it? So but compared to back home, yeah, it's pretty similar. But I've always been the same. If you've got to get down and dirty, then we'll have to do that. So
yeah, okay. Junior, mate, what about yourself? How'd you find it on the weekend?
Yeah, it was good. Took a few hits, gave a few hits. You know, it's one of them. You just embrace it and carry on going, and we're ready to dish it out as good as we can take it at teams. To be honest, because I think all of us drivers here, we know how to take a hit and carry on. So we're excited for the big event.
Okay, it's pointless asking Frankie because he just slams everyone, gets them out of the way, and keeps going. Yeah. Here with 3 tires, you just don't hold back, mate. What about the young Dutch fellas here? How do you find it? You know, the aggressive style or different style of driving and getting used to a bit more bumper action. I'm guessing it's no different to what happens back home for you guys.
Me or Vanille?
Yeah, both of you, yeah. Or who wants to answer?
Something else than normally, but it is what it is. And you can give some and you can get it back. That's right.
Yeah. Awesome.
It is a different kind of contact over here to what. I mean, some of the hits we get back home are actually off the end of the straight are actually a lot harder than what you get here and what you give here.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a different aspect behind it, and it is different. Like that, you know, even in Holland, some of the contact is big. Obviously, over here you get a lot more up the wall where we don't, but it is totally different, isn't it? But we there's a lot of hard racing back home. Seriously,
yeah, it's not as soft as you boys think, you know.
We don't think it's soft, mate. Oh, he's bloody talking enough already. There's a question in the chat here. Are the Lions running the FinZ teams next weekend or the normal wing style? Look, I don't know if these guys are going to be able to answer that. You're just going to have to wait and see. I don't want to put them on the spot with that.
Top secret.
Yeah, it's top secret, mate. So, Scotty, mate, you're just going to have to wait and see what rolls out there as well. Big wings. Yeah, they're all asking about the big wings. Look, we loved it, actually, Booker and I at the 240s. It's bloody cool.
Awesome.
Jason Coley up the GB Lions. Yeah, going hard. You guys are weapons. We saw all of that. And can we have a runoff with the 1GB versus the 1NZ?
Oh,
get it done.
There's another one there that says, is there another country that you guys would like to see added to the team's event? Besides the GB team, do you think there's anyone else you'd like to race against over here as another country added to the team's event?
There's another one racing like us, is there?
Well, the Yanks won't be able to take the hits because they don't have no contact.
There's only really us in Holland that do anything like we do. In New Zealand, that's it.
Irish, they have different formulas, don't they? But
there isn't really any that does anything like what we do.
Yeah, the Aussies just kind of started growing a stock car class of their own over there slowly. But yeah, I think you know if the Americans had it, we know the Americans are bloody loud. It'll be the next biggest thing since the best thing in bloody world. If the Americans come over, or they take it to the next level. You know what those guys, they'll have shitloads of money, wouldn't they? But I
might
think
be a bit scared to hit though. The old Yanks, they might not like getting smacked off the end of the straight. He's just reading questions. We go through, we've got all the people asking us questions, and a lot of people showing a lot of support for you guys in the comments. It's awesome, you know. Welcome back the GB team, and it's just I was going to scroll with so many bloody comments coming through at the moment. People wishing you the best, and it's awesome. Actually, the support's awesome.
You guys are bloody famous tonight. Did you know that? All of you are famous. You guys are more famous than us two tonight. Bloody hell.
So have you sung a happy birthday yet to Sonia? A big singing thing for Sonia yet for happy birthday? Or
no, we'll do that when we go in. We'll do that when we go back in. I think they're watching it in there, so they'll just be quietly laughing. Sonia might just sneak off out the way so we can't find her, to be honest. Yeah.
We can stay with you as you go back to sing if you like.
You got a car sorted for you, Charlie? It's all sorted. You're ready to get into it this weekend, mate?
Yeah, we're ready to go. Yeah, have a bit of a taster, see what's happening at Hawke's Bay, and then go from there.
Yeah,
Hawke's Bay to Palmy, your drive's only a couple of hours, so it's not too far from Hawke's Bay to Palmy. So, are you guys heading straight to Palmy from Hawke's Bay? Are you afterwards?
No. We'll go back up here for a couple of days. We're going down Palm sort of middle of the week. So,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, very cool. Oh well, it's been awesome to catch up with you guys. It really has. It's
you guys on Rotorua, have you guys done the luge yet? Have you done any hitting with each other on the luge? Yeah.
Look, they're all nodding their heads with that one. Frankie's rolling his eyes back.
Yeah, team's practice. He didn't take part of it.
We're trying to get Frank to come on, but he doesn't want it. I don't know why.
I've been on this luge that many times with people like these who don't seem to have a brain when it comes to being on the luge. And obviously, I'll just watch the videos after and the crashes and just easy.
Hey, everyone's asking questions about who's driving which car, mate. I guess you're going to see it maybe at Hawke's Bay this weekend. Or at Miani, or I just have to wait. We're not going to put them in position to let it out what they're doing in regards to machinery and cars. We'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, looks like everyone's talking Australia here. Could be a look, but, it's all about you guys at the moment. You guys are one of the highlights that are welcome back to this year's teams, 14 teams in a couple of weeks. And we welcome back the Waikato Wanderers as well. I won't get and put you guys on the spot to sing Sonia happy birthday.
There's someone just asked, you guys going to have merchandise at teams?
I'm not sure if Guy got any all. I think he has a little bit. It was obviously everything was last minute this year. We weren't coming, then we were, then we weren't, and then we managed to get everything sorted and we're here. I think Guy has got a bit, but not a lot yet.
There is individual.
So hopefully there will be.
We have got individual ones. I think Mitch Vickery shared some on his Facebook of me. I'm not sure if any of you.
Do
you have any?
No.
If you got a 3XL, just put it aside and I'll buy it on Saturday.
All right, guys. Hey, look, I know you got to get to dinner. I know you got a special guest there. It's her birthday, and what she and her husband do for their track back home and all their volunteers is just next level, mate. If you guys just forward the back there, want to just move back just a little step, because I'm going to get this young fella to do a bit of a dance that he entertains. You got to do it.
No,
standing there.
Look, now moved away.
You'll have to wait till Palmy. I will not do it now.
I'll tell you what I'll do. There we go. Mate, you show me the dance, and me and you, Charlie, will do it down at the Scrutinarian on bloody on the city. We'll do us a TikTok dance together. That's us. We're in.
I'll be putting that live out there too.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Appreciate taking the time.
Cheers. Awesome. Thank you. So there we go. We only actually teamed up with Frankie and Charlie, but we ended up getting the whole bloody team from Teamgb. It's just good to have them back. Hence the reason I would guess the hype around the event coming up next week, part of the Enzed New Zealand Superstock teams, is just electric as well. And myself and Charlie will do a bit of a dance down at the square and entertain the fans who are going to be down there as well. We better bring in the Panther boys.
Yeah, it looks like we've got two of them turned up, but Jordan, all right, there's Jordan then. He's just got to unmute his mic.
He's done it. He's all ready to go.
Ready. Okay, let's bring them. We've got three of them, three Panthers with us tonight. So here we go. 1, 2,
Jack,
3.
Jordan.
How's that? Hey, guys.
Dan. How are you?
How are you?
Mate, you would have just heard the Teamgb. Obviously, I opened up my big bloody mouth, and me and Charlie's going to do a bit of a dance down at the square. But, how good is it just to have them back, Jack, to have them back in the vibe of the event. So good to have the GB Lions back in the country, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen them. Actually sort of start to miss they've got a different lingo and vocabulary that they have all these words are saying. So it's been a little while since we've been privileged to hear them, ramble on and tell stories. So, it's very good to see them all back.
Mate, congrats to you, Jack. You know, captain of the Panthers team, eh? Mate, you've been doing it for some time, but well deserved. Good on you.
Yeah, no, cheers for that. Well, at the end of the day, it doesn't really change anything that we do on the day. I don't really try and hype myself up too much more than what you need to. Just we all know what we need to do, and yeah, we've all done it before, and we'll just start to catch up and gel over the next coming weeks and get the job done, hopefully.
Wicked, mate. Jordan back in the Panthers, mate. Excited? You always excited? Eh? You love teams, eh, mate?
Oh, no, we got no sound, Jordan.
Got no sound, Jordan, with you at your end.
Let me just. No. Let me just check this too first for you. Try that.
Worried about his hair, I think.
No, we got no mic with you, Jordan. What's going on? Something there. You need to.
He'll go and sort that one out.
Let him check the settings.
Yeah, let him. He might be able to work it out. Bring on a mic. He just muted himself. If you can hear us, you unmuted yourself, mate. But just keep going until you make a few sounds here and there. We'll hear you come in. But Bermy, Daniel, good to have you on the show, mate. Welcome to the show. You've joined us before. Obviously representing a different team, but mate, congratulations and making it to the Panthers. Well done.
No, cheers. Thank you for that.
How excited are you, mate? Because everyone that races with the P, one of their goals when it comes to teams, you ask nearly every driver that's got a P on it, nearly all of them want to go, mate, I want to be a Panther. How cool is that for you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, all right. It's sort of always been a dream, you know, starting out in mini stocks, going along with Dad all those years, and to finally get a Superstock last year and make the Mustangs was pretty neat, but this tops it all, really.
Yeah, awesome. How good is it to have someone like Daniel Jack in the team? You know, he's been in the Mustangs and everything like that. Just seeing the caliber of what he does, not only in the Superstock, but also in the stock car. And, you know, he's going to give you 110%, eh, Jack?
Oh, absolutely. You know, Daniel's been battling away for the stock car class. And, yeah, now that he's made the moves up to, well, he's still running both classes, actually. I don't know how he does it because it's hard enough just trying to keep one car going. Oh, we know what it's like. But you know, it's definitely starting to show you with the way he's been driving. So, you know, like you was just saying there, it's sort of every little Palmy boy's dream. You know, we've all grown up around the sport. So, you know, we all told ourselves back when we first started coming that's where we wanted to be one day. And we're fortunate enough to all be there now doing it. So, no, it's good.
Yeah. Awesome, mate. Jordan, can you hear us, mate? And can you come through?
No.
Just getting no mic coming through on Jordan. We'll get it sorted out. Jason Coley says it might be the Focky Fizz dial-up. He's popped out. Maybe he's going to get it all sorted.
Have you guys sort of felt a little bit extra hype around it this year? Do you think if you look on social media and other things going on, it seems to be a lot more. People seem to be a lot more excited this year for teams than last year. Have you noticed that hype out there, or?
I sort of feel it was pretty much the same leading up to February's event last year, but with the COVID sort of killed it and everything, and the putback, the second one wasn't as big, I don't think, the build up to it, so the second build up. But,
what are they doing behind you there, Jack?
Oh, I don't know. Someone's holding up a Panthers sign.
Tell them to come in.
They're meant to be down there doing work on the cars, but clearly that's all hindered and stopped since I've come up here.
Oh, mate, they know it straight away. Stu Russell's on board at the moment. Daniel looking happy, not like you're in the prison. Oh, bloody hell, look at that. Stu had to pick that up, mate, when you look at it. Well,
try again, Jordan. How's that, mate? Can you talk?
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Look at that. It's working.
Hey, Jordan, it's good to have you back on the show, mate, as always, joining us. And congrats on back in the Panthers, and no doubt you always give it your all, mate. Trying the new car actually out there, I would guess, at the Palmy teams. You'd be pretty excited, and for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was obviously gutted to miss out on the team last year, being the sixth driver, and didn't do any team racing last year, so we haven't managed to do one yet in the new car. So it'll be a good Christmas day for it to get out, hopefully in our first race on the Saturday night, and see how she can handle the hits. It's definitely fast enough, so be interesting to see how it goes down the back.
Yeah, mate. We were just talking to Dan and Jack before, you know, the hype around this event, even though the Lions and the Wanderers are back, it's just been unbelievable. Social media just seems to be blowing up over the last few days.
Yeah, exciting, and the
Pommy guys seem to set the tone at the 240s, you know, in that final heat, and to see them back's bloody awesome. And I think everyone's excited just to hopefully have a good weekend's racing, and with 14 teams out there and everyone gets stuck in.
Yeah. Jack, just go back to 240s like Jordan brought up, mate. That was a massive event for Booker. That was the first time he's ever been to 240s. He's got the bug. It's no different to me. I've been going to teams since 1988. I haven't missed it. It's that bug you get. You just love it. But Jack, you know, for you, over the 2 nights at 240s, you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, that's, you know, teams aside, you know, as far as individual racing goes, it doesn't get much better than Rotorua, but also from, you know, the crowd's point of view as well. It's probably one of the best tracks, if not the best in the country to go and watch it. It's just in that little valley there, and, you know, just the little tight track, and it's always so fast, and you put 26 or 7 of the best cars out there. There's always, yeah, you're definitely going to get your value for money when you walk through the gate, that's for sure.
I
definitely, Dan.
Yeah. I couldn't get over the intensity of the racing, like in those finals night. How fast and hard you guys driving to that first quarter, still just no fear, nothing. The intensity of the racing just blew me away. Like I haven't been to an event in a long time where it was that intense. You know, the racing's so good. It's just incredible. I take my hat off to all you guys who go to that event and do that.
Well, you're pretty much sitting right there on top of it too, up on the bank. So you're just looking down. You got a bird's eye view just about, and it just the noise echoes up round through the bank there. And like you say, it's just such a tight, drivey track. So the lap times are really fast, and even on the qualifying night, you know, you could just about throw a blanket over the top sort of 10 cars in each group. It was just for everybody that qualified. Really, that was just about half the battle won, if not 3/4 of it. You know, that was. Once you're in there, you sort of tend to relax a little bit more and get on with the job, but put a bit of pressure on yourself to try and get through on the first night. So you just focus one step at a time. But like you say, so many good cars up there. With everybody was pretty keen with missing out on some of the racing and the rain out. So
hard out. Yeah, no, it reminds you of like the Coliseum over in Rome and something like that. You know, I could imagine back in those days where you sit up in the arches and watch it all unfold in the middle. It's no different to that. You get that kind of vibe. And obviously when the rain settled in after 2 heats and with the big race, Stan was out there doing what Stan does the best. And watching you guys all doing hot laps to get their track all ready for the third race and final race, man, that was just a buzz watching you guys all go hard out. You know, every single car just about the track got out there to dry it off, then they sent you guys out there. It was so bloody cool. Jordan, for you, mate, 240s, you always love the event, turn up there and, you know, give it all.
Yeah, I haven't had a huge amount of luck there over the past few years. I don't know if I've missed out on qualifying a few times, so it's sort of turned into my bogey event in a way. But on qualifying night this year, I had a dream run, you know, managed to pick up a 7th and 2 wins. The track just really sort of suited the car. It was a really hard surface, and it was probably quite hard to race on. Really, Stan had packed it hard for the rain, which probably saved us on the Saturday when it did rain. We managed to get it back, so I think he played his cards right there. But it's always an awesome event. I probably count it second to the teams. You know, that atmosphere, especially in that parade lap when you go around and get in your car on the track and you start your engines. It's pretty hard then to sort of keep your nerve a bit. You've got to stay calm and not get too excited about it all, because it's cool for the fans, but you know, in the cockpit you sort of got to stay focused as well.
Yeah, yourself, Daniel, 240s, you know, like these two men have said, mate, it's just another event that's just next level.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, all right. Been there plenty of times and watched it, and last year I thought, wow, this is next level being involved, and this year was no different. It was just probably I look more forward to that than New Zealand's this year. Sort of just everything about it was, it's a cool event, and we had a good run last year, and this year we've been even better, but it didn't quite qualify, but no, it's good.
You're up there, though. I know you're up there or thereabouts on part there. Then you get the attraction of some other cars, and that's racing, that's motorsport. You know, you leave that stuff out on the bloody track, and that's where it should stay. One day or another, it'll come back and bite you in the arse. You know, it's just one of those things. As long as you do what you do and enjoy yourself. Yeah, exactly how it works. Harley Rob, mate. We had Harley Rob on last night. Every time Harley Rob throws in a comment, you know it's going to go a different way. And this is for you, Jack. Hey, Jacko, will you be allowed out for a few drinks after finals this year?
Yeah, no, we'll be out on Sunday night for sure. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, so we're all. It was a bit cold last year. It's been that bit later in the year, so I think and obviously with what happened, unfortunate thing what happened with Stephen, it just put a bit of a dampener on the whole weekend, obviously. So now we'll be. Everybody's excited this year, so we'll be there with bells on.
Awesome, mate. A Harley for you now, Jordan. Stop missing leg day. Stop missing leg day.
Yeah, he's always got something good for me, doesn't he? But no, it'd be exciting to catch up with those guys, and my right foot will have plenty of lead on it when I feed them in to the pit gate.
Oh, that's a good answer.
You get that one, Harley. You got that one. You just hit that one, bloody Harley. Harley has a superstitious thing, his good luck type of thing, and he told us the last time we did a team's build-up, he has this big, sweaty, bloody sponge, and I won't tell you where he puts it in his bloody race suit, but everyone had a good laugh about it. Jack, is there anything you do kind of superstitious prior to your team's event, mate? Or any racing? Anything you do?
Oh, I'm not too superstitious, to be fair, but no, I don't know. There's always, I tend to just always go over the car just that little bit extra, especially this time of the year, because, it's all those niggly little things you never check that tend to let you down at a meeting like this, and it's not so bad when you're at an individual title because you're just letting yourself and the team down, I suppose. But when you're in a teams racing environment, there's all 5 other guys, I suppose, that relying on you to do well as well and pull your weight. So as far as superstition goes, I guess I just you pull everything right back and go over it with a fine tooth comb. That's
awesome.
What's quite good, having the 2-week build up leading up to it.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? Anything that you do, get yourself prepared when you go racing, mate, whether it's individual or teams? Is there anything that you do? You have anything that's like a lucky charm, anything like that?
Nah, not really. Really, I'd like to say I have some lucky undies or something, but get on every week and just turn up and give it all, and just try to keep calm and have fun rather than put the pressure on you too much.
Jordan, yourself?
Yeah, I did have a pair of lucky red undies, but they got a bit holy. I had them for about 15 years, so had to throw them out. But it's just like Jack said. I'll put a little bit of extra padding in the seat for this weekend and tighten up the belts a little bit more, and you just make sure you're mentally ready. You're having a good night's sleep and eating pretty healthy leading up to the teams, and you just do everything you can to make sure you're 100% so you don't let the team down come race day.
Are you guys? Any of you guys doing any racing this weekend, or are you saving yourself now? That's it. The cars are in the shed till teams.
Nah, week off.
Yeah, no, we'll just stay around home and get sorted, ready to go. Quite a few people coming to town and staying around home and that, so tidy the place up and get it all ready. Open the doors.
Yeah. You, Jordan?
Yeah, no, week off for us. So we're obviously the road cone and the team with the red paint. So we've got a bit of black paint put over the car over the weekend and make sure we blend in with the rest of the lads.
Wicked. Hey, Randy Tarrant actually come on here and gave a good comment for you, Daniel. Credit to Daniel. The hard yards have paid off, mate. So well done, bro.
Nah, cheers, Randy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Stu Russell, Daniel, you're in the Panthers. Are you a shoo-in for the Pumas at Huntley?
No, I've got a message on my phone that says I am, so I'd like to hope so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You heard it was a record crowd at Paradise Valley last weekend. Well, surely was, Booker? Because it was a massive crowd.
Oh,
everyone cheered for their guy carrying their bloody
I don't suppose
lounge.
you saw that, did you, boys? The guy on the couch walking around the stadium.
Yeah, I caught some photos of it.
Yeah.
He's a legend. That's the sort of atmosphere you love at big events like that, and the crowd's pumped, there's a guy walking with a couch, 3-seater couch on top of his head, and the crowd just cheered him right round the whole stadium, and then he walked from the bottom to the top of it as well. It was just and the crowd were pumped and cheering. It was like, this is awesome, and it reminded me of how the atmosphere can be at teams. Everyone's just excited and screaming and yelling. I mean, I remember years ago at teams, there was water bomb fights and all sorts going on,
Yeah, they need to bring back the beach balls with teams and everyone bringing all their blow up things and throwing them around the crowd and having a good time. To sort of the council and the party police sort of put a halt to that, but that sort of built some fun up really.
Yeah, the fun
on life.
police. Yeah, 100%. Richard
Roll around
Auckland.
the infield.
Yeah, Richard Hawkins jumped into the chat here. Quasi, he lives in Australia. He's actually been helping out building Scotty Phipps's stock car over there that he races. He's coming over actually to watch the event. And it's a question for you, Jordan. Eating healthy, does that mean no KFC?
Yeah, there's good protein in KFC, so just make sure I skip the potato and gravy and just have the chicken that week.
Yeah. Hey, just for you guys, here's a good question actually, and they've asked me to ask you guys. Evan Thomason asked the guys, what do you guys think of this year's Wanganui, the Warriors lineup? That's come through a couple of young guys in there. Have you had a chance to actually look at the teams that are being plastered all over the social media and had a look at some of those teams? You got any thoughts on those?
Oh, I haven't really had much reading to actually know them off by heart who they are, but I can pick a couple of the young ones in there, which like Max Holloway and that. So
yeah.
Now they deserve to be there, and we'll lead the team good.
Yeah, I think they showed their stuff at the 240s pretty well. They're working together well as a club. They were the only ones in the repechage to get down the back and wait for their club mates. So they've all got real good gear now too, and I think that's something special about the teams now. The Panthers probably used to go in hot favourites every year, or the Tigers, so they were sort of the only two teams you'd back to win it. But now you back sort of any of the 14 teams are hot favourites really. So it makes it even more interesting for us and for everyone else, I think.
Jack, being back down at the square, mate, for the scrutineering, during the day, how good is it going to be to be back down there for all the fans, mate?
Yeah, no, definitely. Quite a cool part of the whole weekend, really, down there. Good chance to get everybody down there and amongst it in the sun, hopefully. And because we obviously went down there last year, but 14 teams, so it's tight enough even with the sort of 12 or 13. So they'd want a little bit of organisation down there, I suppose, to get us all in and out of there pretty quickly, and hopefully not get anybody run over.
Yeah, well, I think Bruce said that you guys will get scrutineered and then probably moved and parked up back down at the stadium. So he was suggesting, because they're working on the clock tower too down there or something in the middle of the square, so there's even less room for you guys.
Yeah, well, that'd be a good time to be doing it, wouldn't it, February? So.
Yeah.
Jordan, you tend to try and get in and out of there pretty quickly and get down the track and get set up. You tend to lug a bit of gear with your teams weekend. There's welders and big grinders and vicers and that, so it is good to get down there. We're sort of known to be notoriously late on the normal nights, but might even hopefully I'll get Saturday off so we can be there bright and early and get all prepped and whatnot, not have to worry about work, and get down the track and lay all the gear out, because there's generally, but it depends on how you seed too. So sometimes there's not a lot of time between each race, so you need all hands on deck to get the cars turned around.
Yeah, 100%. Dan, you'll be excited to be back down at the square, mate, because the fans will hang around the town. They come out of the plaza, cross over, and just congregate down there just waiting for all the cars to turn up. You'll be excited too?
Yeah, normally I'm wandering from one pub across the square to the next, so they're pretty good to be on the other side of it for a change in the square.
Yeah. Jordan, well, you love it down there, mate. That's where it starts to build up to the big event for the 2 nights, well, especially for the first night. The fans just turn up from all over the countryside, come to meet you guys and buy all their merch, buy the programs, get stickers, posters. It's just a good atmosphere vibe.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the only meeting of the year that the Miers truck's there before 5:30, so it's good to have them down there with us. But it's awesome because you catch up with all the fans that you meet around the country. Everyone from Speedway, from Invercargill to even Queensland and that now in Perth. You see everyone through Speedway and that sort of that one area, and that's when the hype starts to build up. And for me especially, I like to try and stay calm for my team's racing, so that's when I've sort of just got to put the sunnies on and try and stay under wraps.
Yeah, got to look cool, bro. Got to look cool. Read the red bands at the same time as well. Jack, Daniel, and Jordan, you guys have done like thousands of laps around Palmy Speedway. Jack, in your mind, going out every time for the Grand Parade, we've spoken to so many young ones who are debuting at this event come a couple of weeks. They don't know what they're in for. We just had the lines in there. Frankie's been out many times with the parade and the young guys. Is it just the norm for you because you race there quite a bit, or does this kind of get the energy levels going and the Panthers all revved up? Because, mate, do you still love it though, the Grand Parade?
Oh yeah, hey look, that's when it really starts to sink in what you're in for. I suppose I suppose young guys and Daniel's been around it long enough, so no doubt that he'll turn on and get the job done. But it's quite easily to let yourself get overwhelmed, I suppose. So just soak that all in and enjoy it, I suppose. And then as soon as you come out that gate and back to your pit, it's just when you need to put your game face on and get out there and get ready for. We all know what's coming, I suppose. It's probably not as much sort of pressure on yourself. Because like when you go to away, a lot of us haven't done any teams racing this year, so we're all going to be a little bit rusty to begin with. Hopefully, as equally as each other, because you can't, like Jordan was saying before, the calibre of the gear and the teams these days, there's not really any one team that you can say is going to lose or win it. Like you just about go into the weekend and you sort of got your 4 teams that you think might run away with it, but it only takes a couple of mechanical failures or something trivial to go wrong or a referee's call, and just like that your whole weekend's over. So
yourself, Jordan, you be getting the vibe, loving the vibe, mate, when you go into parade. The history of the Panthers, then you go back all those years gone by, it's just set in concrete. But the fans, whether you love them or hate the bloody Panthers, you got your fair share of haters out there, you guys. We've seen that over the years gone by. But you put that aside, you just love the fans and get into the parade and just give it your all, eh?
Yeah. I guess the Panthers have built a reputation over the years, and there's always the guys there with the smash the peace signs, which is awesome. Always gets us a bit more hype to get out there. But hopefully they'll start taking it a bit easier on us these days. We don't win so much anymore, so maybe they can pick on the G or someone like that instead.
Dan, the parade for you, mate. You with the Mustangs last time, obviously in April, but come that bloody Saturday, mate, with Dr. Lowe and everyone else in the team, you be just as excited as well, eh?
Yep, it's pretty spectacle seeing 10, 15,000 people looking at you, and I've had a few grand parades with the Stockhouse team sort of things where you get the people throwing shit at you and booing you and cheering you, and you get some people yelling at you, and believe it or not, you can spot the odd person waving at you. So it's pretty cool to soak it all in and cruise around.
Yeah, mate.
Awesome.
Hey, it's you guys that are out there entertaining the fans that have invested every single year, booked their motels. I do know fans already booked their bloody motels for 2024. That's the investment that we do have. Loving watching the Enzed New Zealand Superstock Teams Champs, and you guys put on a hell of a show. I do thank you guys for joining us as well. Merchandise. What's happening with Panthers merch? You're going to have that all on down at the Scrutinarian or at the track?
I'm actually not 100% sure, but generally there's the girls have got shirts and whatnot there to sell. But if it's anything like last year, you want to be getting in quick because it didn't last long. I think we were all sold out by the time we got back to the track on the first night. So
I think Euan said before you could buy it at the Speedway Garage, the Panthers merch as well, in the shop there at the bar. So as well.
Yeah, I think they've got that little merchandise hut there, I suppose, fan hut, whatever they call it. So they tend to sell a few of the teams that they get in behind, which obviously us being one of them. So like I say, otherwise failing that, you come down and see the girls at Scrutinarian and at the track and get your hands on a hoodie or a t-shirt.
Yeah, because I remember walking up to buy a Panthers shirt when I was a booker. We walked down and bought us a Panthers shirt. Are you guys going to be parked up there on the corner again?
That was at the outside the Cobb & Co, wasn't it?
Yeah. Or are you just going straight down to the actual square? Are you going to do a bit of a display outside some of the sponsors, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I haven't actually heard too much yet. We'll try and find out this weekend. But, but we obviously get backed a bit by the Speedway Garage and the Cobb there, so try and do our thing and get the cars down there on display, no doubt, like last year, and then, wander down to the square from that.
There you go, Jordan. Someone's put up here, get a shirt that says smashed by the P.
That's what we want to see some more of.
Hey. Instead of that, we could change it to by, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, hasn't that been around for some time? You know, that whole bloody thing. You're right. They know other teams seem to attract the attention that you guys have over the many years of racing as Palmy. Do you feel the pressure though, Dan? You know, think home track with us as before when we've spoken to the guys representing the P. You got the fans. You guys get the big write up in the local paper there as well. It's the host town of the event as well. Do you feel any pressure, Dan?
Oh, it's pretty hard not to feel a bit of it. You've just sort of got to just believe yourself and back yourself and put your best foot forward and give it all for the team and don't look back, really.
Yeah. Jordan, do you feel that pressure at all?
Well, I don't think Dan should be nervous at all. He's had the most teams racing experience out of all of us this season, and the Superstock is putting the bumper into a couple of the Mount cars, bit of payback. So, you know, I've got full faith in Dan this weekend. You know, he's been racing well in the stock car teams for years. So, we've got an awesome team this year. Obviously, Jack's always the man to get past on the blocks, and then
we just lost Jack.
David and Scott out front, you know, they'll be flying. So I'm excited. Can't come around soon enough.
I was just going to ask Jack now. He's disappeared, you know, with Dad Scott. What does he say to him and get him real built up and all that forward too? Carl Munro looking good, Daniel Burbinster. Carl Munro, bro, saying a bit of a chat there as well. It's all good. Mark Goodman, looking forward to seeing Dr. Lowe pedal in for the Panthers wicked team. You got your fans out there, mate, you know, and it's just exciting. I think every team was spoken to have all their fans, and this event coming up next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, Waitangi weekend, it's just going to be next level. The hype we're seeing all over the social media, having a chat with the Lions boys with all their big smiles on their faces, catching up with Euan and Stefan earlier on as well. You know, everyone's excited, mate. The hype of this event is just unbelievable. That's why we're enjoying the show we do as part of the build-up. Guys, I do thank you. If you catch up with Jack, I might send him a message, a Facebook message or a text, and just say thanks for joining us.
Like he was having a little bit of an internet problem there for a little bit there. Something might have just cut out on him. So it happens. Technologies are, and then, you know, so.
Yeah. Hopefully he's out there working on the car, getting it all ready for us.
Hey guys, we'll catch up with you down at the square. Come and have a chat and do some live stuff with you guys. We do appreciate you too, and Jack joining us. Always pleased to catch up with the Panthers, you know, the host town of the event, as it has been for many years, and it's just bloody awesome to see you guys again. So, safe travels into the track, and
thanks
we'll see you down at the square,
guys. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cool, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you. Hey, just want to do a bit of a shout out going out to our mate who gave us some apparel too on behalf of the Panthers, Jake Baker. We caught up with at the 240s, gave us some Panthers apparel and also Mustangs apparel.
I got that list in front of me, mate.
The 22nd of Feb. So, are you ready, mate? You're gonna.
Am I ready? Well, we've got some people talking. They're still here watching. Our auction packs that we've got coming. The 2 auctions, the gear that we've got to give away, or not to give away, for people to bid on. Here we go, 2 Pollux shirts, 2 Pollux hats, a $100 food voucher, a family pass to Enzed Supers both nights, New Zealand Supers shirts and hoodies from Red at Huntley. Peter Rees has got some Gisborne Giants shirts and hoodies. Jacob Baker, who we just mentioned, is organising Panther shirts and hoodies, Mustang shirts and hoodies. Frankie Wainman's going to organise some British Lions gear. Got some Waikato shirts and hoodies, some 717 gear from Tyson. Then we've got Rebels hoodies and shirts. Then we've got live streams from the Pits TV as well. Maybe Motorsport, MBY Motorsport merch pack. Murray Goodley's got those 2 drawings. We showed you one of them up there before. Palar Games, the man that brings you your teams racing on your phone. $100 pack and save vouchers. Hawkeyes have got gear going in. Auckland have got shirts, hoodies and hats going in. Harley Rob's got a shirt coming in, plus Glen Eagles merch. Keegan Levine messaged us and said Hut Park Racing is going to put in a $100 petrol voucher and a double pass to the Superstock shootout / stock car knockout in Wellington. Then the Wellington Top 10 Park is going to put in a night's accommodation for that meeting as well. So there you go. Woo! Done.
And we got more to add from Euan Miers as well. He's going to catch
Miers
up
is
with,
going to be talking to us about adding some more stuff as well. So, wow.
Mate,
Jesus.
we got a list that you just can't believe that we've been giving away. We're going to give away, and also a chance this week to win a prize pack thanks to Garage 16 New Zealand Dirt Track magazine. We're going to give you a chance to win a one times Enzed DTR hoodie, also a T-shirt, a cap, $50 fuel voucher, and a copy of the Enzed DTR magazine. But also my hot hands, have a look at that. Hopefully that's
Hang on, let me just
can you
there
see
we go
that on the stream, everyone?
Look at
Alright,
that.
take a
That's
look
the
at that.
special book we're going to be giving away.
Yeah, thanks to Troy. There's some of the stuff there as well, some of the photos that are in it. It is a special edition that's dedicated for the big event coming up next week. We are going to give this away. Troy Addison, our friend, has hooked us up with this. No one's seen this yet, so it's a bit of a special edition, 2022 Enzed Superstock Team Champs. We're going to give you an opportunity to win that as well. So Troy Addison, our friend, for hooking us up with that as well. We just got so much, and the generosity of so many people out there just really tells me the Speedway community is one big massive family. We couldn't do it without you guys, and have all that information. Can we purchase that book? I'll find out from Troy, mate, see what the deal is on that. I
think he did some of it sold out, didn't he? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we'll find out. We'll keep an eye on the Facebook page. I just want to go back and thank every driver that joined us on tonight's show. Obviously, manager Euan Miers, Stefan Roigard, good to catch up with the young man. The whole entire British Line Superstock team as well, Teamgb. How cool were they? Having some fun, the smiles tells it all. And there was Sonia Hickey celebrating her birthday at the gondolas tonight. And then, of course, we caught up with three drivers representing the Panthers, Jordan, Jack, and Daniel as well. Tomorrow, we're going to catch up with the Gisborne Giants, Ethan Rees, the 240 winner last weekend as well. He'll be joining us along with Josh Prentice. We're going to catch up with Tyler Walker and the Booker family from the Stratford Scrappers. And also we're going to catch up with a couple of drivers from the Wanganui Warriors. We've got the captain joining us, Zane Dykstra as well, and a few others on the show there as well. And that will kind of wrap up a week that's been a week.
Oh, wow.
It's been unreal.
We really hope that you are enjoying this build-up week that we're doing. We appreciate you tuning in, and we appreciate all the drivers taking the time to come talk to us, and of course talk to you as well, because it's not just us, it's you guys watching as well they're talking to. So thanks so much for joining in. Have a great Friday tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and we will be getting into it. So thanks everyone.
Cheers,
thanks
everyone.
my friend Kins. Another great night.
Awesome.
And
awesome fun.
Thank you all, and we'll see you all tomorrow from 7.
See you later. Take care, everyone. See you.
Y'all don't really want it like here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it like double-L. I said so. I keep the bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful, and I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cousin, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think the jumping man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up off all of your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, on subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, look, mama claims she want a slow job. Not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all